guys, in this video I'm going to show you how a beginner can make a beautiful high quality desk with just a few basic tools. High quality project requires using high quality materials that are precisely cut. Okay, so now to start assembly. I'm just taking all of the shelves and drilling pocket holes on the underside. Now you can use just a regular hand pocket hole jig, which are about $100, or use the Foreman, which I'm using, which is about $300. Either way works totally fine. And it's a great system to use with plywood. It's very strong, it's very sturdy. There are other ways that you can build your shelves, but this is the way that I'm recommending, and I've been using it for over a decade and have never had any issues. Okay, so I just marked the bottom placement of the shelves that I want to attach, and you can attach them at any height. I'm being a little bit mathematical about where I want to attach my shelves just because I want it to work out with the baseboard trim that I purchased. And then you just attach the shelves from the underside, following your lines with 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. This is all very simple, easy to do steps. Now, you need a little bit more framework than just the plywood. Think of, the plywood might be like the skeleton, and then you've got to have like ligaments and tendons to tie it all together, right? So this is similar to that, where you don't want to add plywood everywhere because it adds bulk, it adds cost, and adds weight to the project, but you still need some sort of support there. So I'm using 1x3s here for my base supports. You could also use 1x4s and maybe even 1x2s. And it also helps with assembling the project. Notice I'm, wherever possible, placing the pocket holes on the outside. This is for added strength and hiding the pocket holes. You'll need something to give you some side-to-side support so your project doesn't wobble side to side. So you can either put a full 1/4 inch plywood back on the back, and that would definitely do the trick, or you can add a base support that is pocket holed into the top, and this will add some rigidness to your project. You can also add base supports under the bottom shelf, and that will help out a ton too. I found this was all I needed for this project, even with the stone countertop. But now I'm going to start adding the baseboard trim to the bottom. Notice that I furred out the bottom with the 1x6 board to bring the baseboard out 3/4 inch so that it's past the doors and drawers that I'm going to add later on. I'm using a compound miter saw to cut my baseboard. You can also use a miter box or even a circular saw at a 45-degree angle. So I just carefully cut them and then use 1 1/4 inch brad nails in an 18 gauge brad nailer to attach it to the front. Isn't it beautiful? With all those front plywood edges finished too, it saves me so much time. Now for the printer shelf, and I used a Euro drawer slide and just mounted it directly to the shelf, orientating it so the finished front edge of the plywood is forward. And then I just mounted the drawer slides directly inside the cabinet right to the sidewall. And look at that. It was almost easier to mount the shelf on the drawer slide than it was to attach it fixed. And I was able to attach it so it perfectly slid with the printer right underneath that front board. A 1/4 inch gap between all of my drawers and doors, and I made my own door, and then the drawer faces are just slabs. I'm going to prime and paint this. I'm just using an off-the-shelf primer, and I'm applying it with a roller. This Pure Bond plywood primed and painted up so beautifully. Okay, so Grace and I just hauled up the 2 bases. And then we just took the quartz countertop, which I had a local countertop company cut for me and polish up, and just set it right on top of the bases. It's so heavy, it's not attached anywhere. And these bases are absolutely 100% fine to hold this weight, and there's no structural issues or wobbliness or anything like that. So what's so cool about this is it matches my kitchen, and it's adjacent to my kitchen, so you can see it while you're working in my kitchen. So it all kind of works together. It's a permanent fixture. It just looks like it's part of the house. Okay, so this project has got me so excited with all the possibilities that I could do in my house without having to use a table saw or a truck or hauling a 4x8 sheet of plywood around by myself. So it's super exciting. Thank you so much for watching this week. We'll see you next week with a brand new video.